found other means to enjoy the game, not only by playing but modding. As you guys know, I fixed a tremendous amount of things in the game. I even remastered this game, made a 4K texture mod for it, spent probably 10, 15, 20,000 hours in total on that project, and the R22, R21, R19 and R20 patches also were significant, absolutely significant for me, and I'm glad that we have them. The game feels much better to play. Obviously it still has issues with the reverse move bugging, but that may be an engine related issue. I haven't attempted to fix it. Who knows, it could be like the harvesters. People assumed it was engine bug, but it wasn't. I think in the case of reverse moving and pathfinding, it's way more complicated without the source code of the game. But there may be methods to make it better. An improvement is better than nothing, right? Because you're never going to get everything perfect. Sometimes, in the case of the harvester fix, the bug still happens, but it's like 99% fixed. So in this game we see Futurama in the top playing as the Cyan Steel Talons. Quite interesting. He must have gone random. I can't see him picking Steel Talons, even though I like the faction myself. And Booka's going to be playing as the green Scrin. Okay. Well, Scrin has received a lot of criticism lately for being OP, but it was considered to be the worst faction for a while. Things do cycle in and out. Some factions are OP and then a couple months later they're not. The balance is pretty good between the 9 factions. Obviously the map plays a big part in how good a faction is against another faction. There's so many matchups, so many maps. It's hard to give you an answer. What's the best faction? There is simply no way to know that. HP bar on, please. Well, there's nothing really going on at the moment, and it just clutters the screen. MRTs. Is that on 3 harvesters? 4 harvester MRT, okay. These used to be a very good rush on Tournament Arena on 1 harvester. Probably still is, because no one plays Small Town. Did I say Small Town USA? I meant Tournament Arena. I can't see MRTs working out though, because it only takes a couple of disintegrators to shut this down, or better yet, a Ravager squad. A singular Ravager will kill 5 MRTs. I'm not even kidding. That Ravager, with its gun damage, will almost one-shot kill an MRT. This is not a patch change. This is just how the damage happens with the armor considered. Because the APCs have very weak gun armor, and the Ravagers inflict tremendous amounts of that gun damage. It's a very unorthodox counter, though, to a APC/MRT rush. You wouldn't see it from any player unless it's Traveler and I'm playing. But yeah, the synths will suffice if you want to counter MRTs. Just build disintegrators. I don't recommend going into dev tanks or Seekers or Gunwalkers, though Gunwalkers can work. Be sure to fuse a couple buzzers to your Gunwalkers though on hold fire starts, so that they can detect mines around the Gunwalkers. As long as the buzzer remains fused to the Gunwalker, it won't die even when the enemy is shooting at the Gunwalker. So that's something you must do, in my opinion, if you're against APCs or MRTs, because a lot of players will throw down those mines and you'll run into them and lose your unit. Single dev tank moving out, that's not going to get picked off. But if Booka's paying attention here, he should target the MRT that's in that low health. This is forcing a huge commitment of forces out of Booka, and Booka, as a result, he has not got his second ref down, but instead he opted for a technology assembly. He's already on tier 3. Futurama, meanwhile, over here, going for Orcas, Titan, Wolverine. No Storm Riders for Booka. I like Storm Riders versus Steel Talons simply because they don't have AP ammo APCs. They have to build slingshots or pitfalls, and they don't do very much damage to Storm Riders compared to those. The thing about APCs is your opponent's building them anyways to counter your infantry, so you can't transition into Storm Riders. The upgrade AP ammo makes them too effective versus aircraft. In Kane's draft, Storm Riders got a significant health reduction, 50% less health compared to Tib Wars. Couple that with the AP ammo upgrade, then it just doesn't make any sense against GEI to go for Storms unless your opponent is going Orcas. So it would have to be a really weird game for you to go Storm Riders and for it to make sense. Sometimes you do see a couple players build 4 Storm Riders, not to counter, not to harass Harvesters, but rather to place over a Storm column to defend their base against Firehawks. So the Firehawks sweep in, usually 5. One of them goes down right away to the Storm column, and then those buffed up Storm Riders over the Storm column can then chase the remaining Firehawks with their Ion Storm buff and kill them all. And that is an effective strategy as long as you're paying attention. Killing 5 Firehawks with 4 Storm Riders is a really good trade for you. I like Shoktrepet transition when you lose your tech as Scrin. It's not hopeless anymore. Against Steel Talons it can be pretty rough though, considering they have their Wolverines. Some Orcas there. Getting heals from those MRTs down below. Those actually repair aircraft. This is not patch. I mean, a lot of people may think this is all mod related. It's not. This is how the game is, even in vanilla. These Orcas are getting repaired by MRTs. These also repair buildings as well. That's a ton of that's not a fight I would take, Futurama. That is just not a fight I would take. We've got railgun accelerators though, and these railgun accelerators are going to beat the tripods. Oh my god. Oh my god. That I take it back. I take it back. I take it back. That is, oh my god. Oh my god. I just saw 4 tripods with shields get wrecked by 5 Titans. That is the first time I have ever seen it. That was insane. That railgun accelerator was godly. God tier railgun accelerator. Not even adaptive armor on those Titans. Wow. The concave, the railgun accelerator. Crazy. That was crazy, man. 4 or 5 tripods fell there to just like a handful of Titans. That blew my mind. Okay, well, yeah, tripods, not OP. As long as Shoktrepet knows that he can hold anything with disintegrators, he should be okay against Steel Talons. Hex Lane also works. Dev pushes can work as well. These garrisons are not going to be an issue for Scrin factions who have access to that buzzer storm power. By the way, I have game sound, right? It would be unfortunate if I had casted this and there was none. But yeah, we do have game audio, which is great. I don't stream that much. I endeavor to stream a bit more, but probably in the next 2 months I will have the time to do so. More time at least. The time I did have, I dedicated to completing the patch, making some necessary adjustments based on recent tournament results and my own impression of where the game is. But yeah, having the same metagame persist for a long time is unhealthy for the game, and I deemed some changes were in due order. And I think the changes made will create a bit more variety. They're not significant changes, like 10% increase to enlightened damage without supercharge is not a big increase, but it does reduce the number of shots against targets such as APCs and many more units. I don't think anybody would argue that Enlightened, before they got that upgrade, had miserable damage per second. They had a great EMP ability, but the damage they dealt was very low. It's now still pretty bad, but not as much. It feels like it does some damage now, at the very least. Who versus who? Well, in the north we see Shock playing as Scrin, and Dimmy's going to be down south as the Steel Talons. He's also down south, as in Australia as well. He's going to be causing a few bit of lag, because both of these guys are far apart in the world, and the ping, the interface delay will be significant. You don't see it in casts, but they will be there. Dimmy has spotted the dev core. There's 5 harvesters here. This is a dev core that is done incorrectly, however. And we have the first Guardian Cannon. Only a singular Corruptor, man. That's not enough, I reckon. What was the trick? Oh, you can force off VSync in your graphics card driver. Global settings I recommend if you're using NVIDIA. Just turn off vertical sync and you'll notice significant reduction to input lag. I have a variable refresh monitor, and I even noticed that with this monitor, so I recommend you guys do it. The advantages of having a 160 or 200 hertz monitor now in Kane's Wrath is you see the mouse cursor move smoother on screen. But sadly, there's no way to increase the size of the cursor. I would really love for the cursor to be bigger, but as far as I'm aware, it's not possible yet. Oh no, these corruptors are doing... oh, they're doing God's work here. Wow, the micro's really good. No, the micro needs to be a bit better. Oh no, this dev tank's gonna go down. Without the charge upgrade, they are very weak. But Shock does have an expansion down, and Dimmy is going for orcas. Oh man, if those orcas make it in to this expansion field, that's going to be a disaster. One Storm Rider going out on the map is not ideal. You don't want to give away the fact that there's Storm Riders just yet. Oh boy, the Storm Riders will take out a Harvester. Okay. If they kill this Harvester and then subsequently go back to base and kill the Orcas, I see that as a huge victory for Shoktrepet. But yes, Shoktrepet needs to know what's coming his way. He sees the Orcas and he's heading straight back to base. He sees them. So while these Orcas will kill 3 Harvesters, oh no, they're not going to kill 3 because one of the Orcas falls right away, so at most he can get 2. That's not enough. And the Storm Riders transition at a Shoktrepet, genius, man. That was the perfect time for Storm Riders. That's what I was talking about in that stadium game. Storm Riders makes a lot of sense against Steel Talons. But yeah, the Pipples they're out, and Shoktrepet's not going to lose anything on the retreat. None of the Storm Riders falls. We have a rank up on the Storm Riders. Want to be making a Storm Column now. If Shoktrepet wants to win this game, he needs to build a Storm Column and heal those Storm Riders back up to full health. He doesn't want to move out onto this map with these Storm Riders. That's a Veteran Storm. Those are hard to rank up, actually. He needs to be careful. What is he doing? Oh man, please send those back. They're so low on health. It's not worth it. Get them healed up and then attack again. At least stop Dimmy from harvesting the blue Tiberium. You need those Storm Riders alive, especially versus Steel Talons. You don't want them to be getting those Mammoth tanks up with an eco advantage. Storm Column is now out, and Shock just needs to just chill for one moment. He needs to chill and just heal those up. If he loses this game, it's because he's doing all these small mistakes here. Alright, okay, now just send the Storm Riders there. No, I don't think this is... Well, maybe that's a good idea. Stopping Dimitery from taking the blue Tiburon. Yeah, that's okay, I guess. But at the same time, it's not the game-ending move that he is looking for. Dimmy can no longer harvest this blue tip, so maybe that was a good thing indeed. Dimmy is surprised that there is a hexapod on the way. I don't know why he is. He went 4 orcas, killed 2 harvesters, and that really was it. I would phase this, personally, if it were me. Dimmy's not even paying attention. That harvester get away. That's full of blue Tiberium as well. Probably another Storm Column queued. Shock is aware of the AMRTs. That will be dealt with promptly. Yeah, and Dimmy's going to be in trouble now. He doesn't have any Mammoth tanks out, and the Hexapod is almost out. I like the Through Refinery Hexapod. Just cements Shoktrepet's lead in this game. Oh, that MRT almost going down. It's going to fall here. Storm Riders are still out. Without Firehawks, these are going to be a real menace. And yeah, Dimmy, he's annoyed because he can't take any blue Tiberium because Shoktrepet destroyed both of the bridges. He's on point today. Shoktrepet, he's impressing me in this game. The dev tanks, I didn't think they would put him in an advantageous position. The Zorka's out, but what are those going to do? Kill a Hexapod? I don't think so. Oh man, that's so many tripods. 5 tripods. Once those shields come online, it's going to be lights out for the Steel Talons player. Okay, he sees the deck full of aircraft, so he must know that there is something out on this map. He maybe should move the drone platform with his army so he can put down those plasma missile batteries. But yeah, this Hexapod's going to be too hard to kill, I think. Well, Dimmy's going to try and hold this off. Here comes the Orcas. Dimmy's going to try and hold this. A couple Devastators wouldn't be a bad choice for him. Wow, EMP, crazy good upgrade. Those Corruptors need to start working on those units. 2 Behemoths and Shoktrepet. Is he going to throw this game? There was no need for him to push there. Is he really going to throw a game that could not be lost? Are you serious? Are you serious? That's extraordinary. Oh my god. Shock, what are you doing? That was a 1 game. What? That was totally unnecessary, man. That was so unnecessary. He won the game. There was no reason for it. What? All he had to do was just make a Devastator or 2 and sit back and just siege the base. He didn't need to attack. That was such a throw there. Dimmy's gonna take it. That was a 1 game, in my opinion. I don't understand. Anyways, this is gonna be Booka. Booka's actually observing. Hulk versus Shock. We'll see how this goes. Shock should win. But we shall see if he does. Shock was trying to make Hero Hex. If that was the previous game I observed, he didn't even get it Veteran. He should have sat back and there was no reason for him to attack, really. He had both blue fields under his control. He could have just sat back and made Pax Devastators. He didn't even research shields for some reason. Didn't use the stasis shield. He didn't have any Devastator warships. I don't know what he was thinking. He didn't need to push. He did not need to. He also could have just wormholed as well. Wormholed his army in. Mecha Peel 2 for AA if he needs it. He had so much going for him. Those Orcas couldn't do a damn thing with those Storm Riders flying overhead. That was unfortunate. And the first... no, I was about to say this spike got intercepted, but nope. Is Hulk going for his all-in? Wow. What a surprise. You don't even need to scout, man. You can probably just go Refinery first versus Hulk and build units as soon as you can. Because there's going to be a rush coming. You don't even need to scout him. You know it's coming. Shock. He just thinks the same. This is the problem with Hulk. He just makes himself too predictable. He needs to mix it up a bit more. If he doesn't all in some games, then players will get it wrong, and he'll maybe win a couple more if he ecos. I don't understand why he does the same thing all the time. He's going for a refinery. He just went for a flame rush. Well, that's what he would all in. All in would have been good here. Could have killed the dev tank. There's a dev tank back here. One dev tank though, that's not enough. Refinery comes down. Hulk. 4 and 2. Is that 4 and 2 for Hulk? Wow, I've never seen that before. Usually he's only got one refinery versus me. War Factory going to go down. Okay. Now there is a Buzzer Swarm available to Hulk, to Shoktrepet. But with this Corruptor here, probably could just camp the hand or not. Oh, the Black Hand's kind of nice. That's going to stop the Buzzer Swarm. Going to be able to kill the Buzzers. Splash damage pretty good on that. Hulk may actually defend this off. Shock going to retreat. This worked versus Dimmy. But I think Hulk is going to be able to easily hold this off. He's going to go for a War Factory here. Build another Harvester. Shock has got more Harvesters. 3 and 2. Expansion as well. What is this? Yeah, power plant. Okay. This is actually better than the Black Disciples because it has that rank on it. The Black Hand score. That's plus 15% armor. No, armor. I should know this. I'll tab later and get you the exact stats. It's plus 15% if I recall correctly. But we've got a secret shrine. Black Disciples, okay. Scrin though do hold in pretty well. They got the Buzzer Hives, which when placed properly behind buildings are lethal against this Black Hand Imp. Those buzzers just insta-kill anything. Even the Black Hand Heroic Commando doesn't tank much from those Buzzer Hive buzzers. I had that experience yesterday. She just died immediately. Lots of Cabals, not many rockets. Cabal's going to be good though against those Buzzer Hives. Negates the defenses altogether. Shock has yet to place even a singular hive, so this push may actually work. There's a Black Hand squad there, just one, lots of Disciples. I think now's the time to push, right? But this hill is going to block the line of sight of these infantry forces. It's going to force the imp to push all the way up here before they begin to fire. And that'll maybe give Shoktrepet the opportunity to get some crushes in with these gunwalkers. Double rocket garrison. That's not too helpful though against Scrin factions. But it will aim that Buzzer Hive down. I mean, I guess every little does help, right? It's going to kill that. There's the second hive. Hulk immediately evacuates this infantry, the buzzers will not reach them. Pulls back his army, goes to the bottom. Hulk gets an expansion refinery down. He's got 2 on that field. And we're seeing the Hulk that defeated Senna in that Winter Championship event. This Hulk here, are we going to see the Incredible Hulk take a game from Shoktrepet? Would be really cool to see, actually. I think these guys play a lot. This infantry force is just standing by idle. There was no real need to get the upgrade. He hasn't pushed with it. He could have just gone for his eco sooner. Shock's got this eco and now he builds Devastators. The one thing he needed in that Dimmy game, he did not build. And there it is. He's got the Devastators and he's not researching shields. That's a kind of a priority upgrade. I think Mecha Peas is the way to go now, right? They're really strong. With that range buff they received. They're now the same as patch 1.02, patch 1.0, or whatever you want to call it. Same as vanilla. It's not nerfed anymore. And the nerf was never in the notes to begin with, so it's fixed. Technically fixed. Oh man, if those Devastators spot this infantry force here, that would be, yeah, that would be pretty disastrous. There's a Devastator right there, but you can't see them. Infantry moving up here slowly. Oh, the Devastator spots them, and that's a big chunk of infantry that just fell. Oh man, that Devastator completely shutting this infantry army down. A refinery may go down. Okay, well that's better than nothing. Getting a refinery, that's like a catalyst missile. It's an expensive catalyst though. Gets the airfield and the war refinery. Okay, so that's not too bad. Better than nothing. That's going to delay Shoktrepet's eco a little bit. No attenuated force fields upgraded for him. He's not got any shields. And he's got 2 Devastators. Again, I think he should push now. There's only infantry. He's got Devastators, and that's all he needs. Just 1 or 2 tripods to defend against the Mantis would be ideal. I like Mecha Peas at this present time. It's a great unit to support this army. Maybe Cure Storm Column as well in case a flame tank sneaks up on you. It's always a good practice against Black Hand as a Scrin faction to have a Storm Column queued. Infantry army there will meet a tripod. Oh man, that's a lot of damage. Not quite enough though to finish it off, but yeah, these gunwalkers are just going to mince through this infantry force. Bit of a waste of units from Hulk. That was unnecessary. He's got a Redeemer on the way, a Purifier as well. That again, that was not necessary. He would have loved to have that infantry before. Redeemer needs to come out, and we have a Hexapod as well. So we got ourselves a game, ladies and gentlemen. But the Black Hand are gonna get worse the longer this game goes. Scrin simply have better options later on. Those Devastators are hard to contend with. Well, that will slow Shoktrepet down a little bit more. It will force this drone platform to build another refinery before pushing. Redeemer coming out. This Rage Gen is critical. He's going to garrison it with a Black Hand and an Engineer. This is a typical configuration that players opt for. Eradicator Hexapod spawns from the Scrin home world into our world. You know, I like putting Engineers in this. The NGs heal much faster than they used to in the Hex. To be fair, no one really put them in there before because it sucked. 100 health on a Hexapod is not 100 health on a Redeemer due to how the armor works in this game. So there was some compensation made there. Plus, I nerfed the heal rate on Corruptors when healing Hexapods, so great opportunity to make all the garrisons feasible for Scrin. Now, this is not the case for GDI. Why? Well, rifle turrets are only $300. You don't want to make a $300 turret super powerful. You don't want it to be super OP. Yes, Scrin do have OP descent turrets, but it just doesn't have the same impact as a Redeemer or Marv. Marv can eat a whole field of Tiberium. Hexapod has to kill stuff to make use of its special ability, which is the Recycler system. So this Hexapod can gain resources for each kill. Now this is a naked Hexapod, there's nothing in it aside from that Shoktrepet that you got from selling the Warp Chasm. So yeah, if he loses this Hex, it's going to be costly to rebuild it, because he did sell that Warp Chasm off. It's 3,000 for it, 5,000 for the Hex. So it's a costly investment, guys. You don't want to be throwing it away. And Hex laming is not nearly as bad as it used to be. You can't just Hex lane to victory, especially with responsive EMP from both Nod and GDI. We've got these purifiers out here. You can see the flame on those purifiers. They're going to burn down those Scrin units. No purifying flames. Spectres are out now for Hulk. And I did fix the Spectre shadow issue in the recent update. So when you move the Spectres, they won't have that flickering shadow anymore as Black Hand. Rage Gen fires off, kills 2 Shoktroopers. Okay, I think that would have been better to defend against the Hex, because the Rage Gen can prevent the Hexapod from being teleported back. And now this Redeemer is going out on its own. The Stasis Shield has yet to be used. Shock doesn't seem to appear to like Stasis Shield. And now we see this Redeemer move too far forward. What is Shock doing, by the way? He needs to commit. He's got this Hexapod not garrisoned up. This drone platform's taking damage. The Stasis Shield finally does get used. So yeah, Shoktrepet just remembered, oh yeah, that is a support power. I can use it. Drone platform falls, but Shoktrepet has a gravity stabilizer and he's working on a secondary drone platform. There's nothing really to kill that right now, and I don't think Hulk is aware that he even has it. The Redeemer may have its Rage Gen recharged. I don't believe that recharges when in that cooldown. But yeah, the infantry flank is pretty massive. Should focus on the tripod in front so it can't get a secondary EMP off. The Hexapod has been phased, and yeah, this Redeemer is getting out of EMP. A second EMP comes down, but some lucky Spectre shots come in and kill the bulk of that damage. And is Shoktrepet going to lose this game? It's appearing so, because the tripods have all fallen. A Novice of Light comes down. No supercharged particle beams to deal with that mastermind. And yeah, Shoktrepet just does not have a clue on how to win games as Scrin in later on. He does not purchase upgrades for one. He leaves his Stasis Shield till late. And he's had ample time to build an army as well. Get the tripod shields. He's built too many Devastators. Needs to be a bit more careful in how he plays. I think if he's unsure if he wants to engage or not, just build a Rift Gen, right? Rift Generator. Wait 7 minutes, and if your opponent doesn't attack before then you just win the game automatically, because that kills any army that exists. 5 Devastator warships though. No Mantis for Hulk. So yeah, as long as Hulk continues to play without Mantis, these Devastators can turn the tide around once more. AMSB needs to build a war factory. I don't think Hulk has even one war factory. He doesn't even have any upgrades, so neither one of these players believe in upgrades. Obelisk of Light as well. Not going to do a whole lot with this Hexapod's getting healed up by Corruptors. But I think Shock should still have this game here, because he's got the Devastators and there's no Tib Core online. This Hexapod's still alive. This Hexapod has to fall pretty much, and we've got an upgrade going to be completed soon, but it's upgrading way too quickly for it to be the Tib Core. It's going to be supercharged particle beams for Black Hand. Imagine if the Confessor's got the white supercharged particle beams. Would be OP. Thankfully, the Nod factions all didn't combine their sub-factions together. Would have been insane then. Purifying flame tanks with enlightened EMP. Wow, that would have been something. I don't think Kane would have lost. Looks like they just don't want to win. Yeah, that's true. I think that is a accurate analysis of what we're witnessing. Some harvesters here, going to take some blue tiberium. Let's take a look at these harvesters. We can see. Switch this to the blue tip and then look. And then it's taking that blue tiberium. Second crystal there and being harvested. And you can see it works flawlessly. Oh, wormhole. Where's this going? Oh, we see a wormhole here. Maybe a mothership will be in play. Shoktrepet, super fancy, if so. Oh, power down that second signal transmitter though, Shoktrepet, if you've got it. I think he sold the original one off. He doesn't have any resources for the mothership. It's not going to matter. There's just way too much there. That, my friends, is how you waste $10,000 of resources. He killed a total of 1 refinery. How much was he spending on that? 2,000 for the wormhole. The mastermind made it out alive? Yeah, it did. 4,000 for the 5,000 for the mothership. So that's already $8,000 plus the signal transmitter that he paid for twice. So that's $1,500 times 2 because he sold them off. So 8,000 plus 3,000, that's $11,000 that Shock just wasted there. But I don't think it's going to matter. Though he's doing a good job in giving Hulk the every chance in the world to come back. No shields. You should play Traveler. If you don't want to get shields, maybe just play Traveler 59. He'd do better. He'd get the Prodigy then. It would make more sense because you're just playing a neutered Scrin by not getting shields. What's the point? Oh, please stop those packs from killing the Hex. Because they won't stop unless you tell them to stop. That's just how the game is. Yeah, he doesn't notice. Too much action in this game? I know, right? It's non-stop, deadly action. Hoff game. Where's the fast forward button in this game? It's live, man. It's live gameplay. This is the enthralling gameplay of Kane's Wrath. This is Ladder Wars Tournament. This is the top gameplay. Maybe Shoktrepet just went for a drink or something and he's AFK. Seems like that's the case. In fact, either one of them could probably do that, come back and nothing had changed. Well, I have not seen Hulk play a non-all-in game, so this is certainly a good thing to see. I've never seen him play a game where he isn't all-inning. Oh, Harvester will be microed back. Well, look at that micro, guys. Oh, Rage Gen. Missed opportunity. Should have used the Rage. Would have cancelled the teleportation. Hulk missed the opportunity to Rage that. Now, I'm definitely going to send this to Cybert if this game finishes. It's going to be a great game for him to cast. Just kidding. I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't torture him. Packs moving forward. Nice concave for Hulk. These Spectres are going to be great against those tripods. Oh, Hulk moving out. This is advantageous for the Devastators. The Devastators are going to finish this army off if Hulk... He needs to kill the Hex first. What is Hulk doing? What is Hulk doing, guys? I don't get this. This strategy does not make sense. It does not make sense. This is not how you do it. Where are the bikes? The bikes need to somehow flank this army and kill the Devastators. If it's just the packs, he can deal with it. Okay, AA battery comes down. Those do have the tip cores. Here are the bikes sweeping in, but they're engaged in the Hexapod. They need to be over on the other side, killing the Devastators. Rift Gen comes down for Shoktrepet. Rage Gen fires off, but oh my god. Away from the Hexapod. What the fuck? What? All right, okay, it might be okay. There's 6 packs there, man. This is not okay. He needs to build Mantis. Mantis wins you this game. But Shock needs to activate the Ion Storms, because that gives 20% extra damage on those Invader Fighters. This Redeemer also needs to move. It needs to move. Oh my god, man. What the Redeemer falls. The packs kill the Redeemer. I don't know who's winning this game. I can't tell you. I cannot tell you, man. Also, cheers for the sub, Lefarista. Much appreciated. I really do appreciate you subbing to my channel today, and I can't believe this game. It's... Why is he pulling back? He's got Purifies. He could just walk in. Those packs are not going to kill Purifies. There's only packs left. Just walk in with those Purifiers. Just walk in. The packs won't kill them. And stop building AA. Build Mantis instead. Mantis here wins him the game. There's a Hexapod coming out. Oh no. He's bought him time. He's bought him time. These freaking Purifiers, like if they move in. Packs struggle to hit moving targets. None of the warships have fallen. Packs are still all alive. As long as this remains the case, then Shock will win this game. And the Rift's still alive. Wow, that was shocking, to say the least. Wow. Oh, okay, who plays after this? Is it the finals after this? I think so, right? Where's the anti-air? Why is he still in this game? There's nothing that shoots up. Oh, come on, just quit. There's nothing you can do, man. Infantry, if 50 freaking rocket squads failed, like half a dozen's not going to do it for you, is it? Well, he's going to perform a last stand here. MCV falling back. Oh, blue harvester. Okay, kind of cool. Watch it spawn a blue crystal. Look at that. The attention to detail in R21. You guys should all download R21 if you haven't already. Thank God that game's over. Well, that is the series, right? That's it. There's no more games after that, I'm sure. Ooh, that's not kind of weird, no? Going ZOCOM. Doc 69. Who's that? Is that freaking? Is that freaking Whiting? He's not in the chat. Wow, this is contagious. This.
Rig packed up and ready.
Shock, no more ads for you. Lefarisa just gifted you a sub. Thanks, man. Thanks, man. No, I don't know if you even get ads where you're from. Nonetheless, on the left, we see Booka as the GDI. I'm surprised that Futurama went for ZOCOM. I think Traveler's a great option on this map. Weird to me. This map is good for travel. You can open 8 descents, secure the bottom spikes, kill your opponent's spike. You've got a 3 spike to no spike economy advantage. It's a big deal. But yeah, thanks for the sub. I like this map though. This was the map. There's so much nostalgia on this map, man. This map here, it's so classic. This was the most played map from 2012 to like 2015 before Predator started his map making. Then Tiberium Rift, or back then it was known as Twisted Rift, became very popular. I would love to see Twisted Rift rotated into the map. But I don't know if you guys are going to permit Pred maps in the future in ranked. Like I was discussing this with Phantom, that 1.2 Plus now is nothing like what it was before. It is totally different. Probably 90+% of the patch is made by me at this point. It's so... most of it is not even what CGF did nowadays. 'Cause even though there's like 3 iterations, like R19, R20, R21, I've had so many lettered versions that it simply probably would mean like it's R50 at this point. Tiberium Rift exactly the same though, to be fair. No, but it has different aesthetics. It's nicer to look at visually. I'm still confused about ZOCOM from Futurama. This map is not good for ZOCOM because once the middle field starts to heat up with action, how do you deal with the Juggernauts? You're at this field, right, as ZOCOM. Your opponent has 2 MCV and Juggernauts. What do you do as ZOCOM? Like, the only thing I can think of is you go ZOCOM Orcas, secure some mid-game advantage, or you go Firehawks, but that's a slow unit to make effective. You can't make it work right away. You need to do like 2 or 3 bombing runs. You sometimes don't have the time. Also, GDI can build their own Firehawks and upgrade hardpoints, and if you attempt to bomb and they've got Firehawks of their own, you'll just lose your own Hawks. So, I don't know. There's not much reason to pick ZOCOM. Zone Raiders are nice. In mass, ZOCOM Zone Raiders can do a lot of damage. The missile launchers on them also great versus aircraft. You can dispatch the odd hammerhead promptly. You rarely see them in hammerheads, and that's because of support powers such as supersonic airstrike. Tungsten shells also very effective. Those tungsten shell slingshots, when moving, can dodge those sonic grenades easily, which makes the option of going Zone Raider hammerheads very ineffective against a player who's microing their units. Great against the AI, less great against human players who know the weaknesses of it. I prefer Zone Raiders outside of the garrisons, and they're easily synergized with the armory. You can refill squad members with... revive squad members with the armory. Wow, Pred Tank's getting killed by APC rocket. Not something you see every day. 2 of the APCs traded for 2 Pred Tanks. Not a bad trade indeed. Another one will go down though to those missiles. Booka doing well. But so is Futurama going for the armory upgrade. This game's going to heat up relatively soon. We've got a center style of build order coming out of Futurama. He's got Pred, he's got APC, and he's got infantry. What is Booka going to do to respond? Is he fast teching to tier 3? Is he going for a Marv? Looks like he's going for tier 3, probably working on a second MCV. He's floating some resources. We see the Tiberium silos as beginning to fill up. And guys, if you lose a refinery and you've got over $2,500 stored, you're going to lose resources when that refinery goes down. So hot tip is sell your refinery before they get destroyed. If you don't, you're going to lose resources. This game will subtract money from you if you let it die, so don't do that. Orca Strike would be nice here because the Orcas will spawn from here. It will hit the pitfalls. Wherever the airfield spawns is where the Orca Strike Orcas will come from when you use the Orca Strike. That's why you see people strategically place the airfield that they have. If you've got 2 airfields and you want to have the Orca Strike spawn from the second one, be sure to power down the first so that it spawns from that second airfield. APC Inf moving across the map. Solid combination. Hammerhead's not really good against APCs and missiles. Both of these can kill infantry very effectively. A couple of Pred tanks mixed in as well is going to help dealing with these watchtowers. Sonic emitter down. That should be dealt with. Gets one shot off, an Orca Strike as well. Just to reveal this area, it wants to get a good eye on what's happening. Misses its mark completely. And now this force of units are moving in. Not going to commit. The ZOCOM Orcas come in, take out that Sonic emitter. The Sonic emitter may get one more shot off. Needs to target that down quickly. The Sonic emitter doesn't get the shot off though, and that is maybe disastrous. None of the hammerheads falls. I think one sniper team is garrisoned in those hammerheads. And let's just bring up the Hellpass so you can see what's happening. Marv comes out. Wow, is that a sniper team? We have a sniper team in this hammerhead. That is something you rarely see. Look at that. Sniper team hammerhead. Look at that, guys. Melting that infantry. Wow, that totally cleaned up that force. And both of the sniper team hammerheads survive at the end of the day. The ZOCOM Orcas are still out in strength, but those will be met now with the Firehawks already setting it to anti-air loadout. Hardpoints may be a good upgrade to invest in at this point. Marv down to half HP. But we have ourselves Grenadiers, and those are going to be upgraded soon with the upgrade. Where is your armory, Futurama? You don't have an armory. You've got the Grenadiers, which are going to, you know, make Booka think twice about moving in. He can actually know if he's got the Grenadiers EMP, because you can zoom in, and if you don't see the Grenadiers on the backpack of the Grenadier squad, you know your opponent doesn't have it researched. Okay, that's pretty good. A bit of split firing there, not ideal. Oh, ZOCOM Orcas moving in, and that's a heroic missile squad, I think, in there somewhere. Yeah, we have ourselves a heroic missile, but I don't think it's going to be enough, guys. This Marv's going to tank all the damage, and the Marv will make it out alive. It's on such a small sliver of health, but that it's going to get taken out most likely once those ZOCOM Orcas shot once again. I think that's going to be it. The Marv is going to get some repairs now from this engineer. Booka trying desperately to get some repairs on this Marv. There's 3 Juggernauts here, and this Firehawk is going to get taken out by the AA battery. Oh, it just barely makes it out alive. That is so unlucky for Futurama. Futurama taking some blue Tiberium, but so is Booka down here. That's going to give them a much needed cash boost. And here comes the ZOCOM Orcas once again. The Marv goes down at the cost of one of those ZOCOM Orcas. And now, what is Futurama's plan? Is he going for his own Marv? No, he's not. But he does have his MECV up here. Just a handful of Juggernauts to destroy at this point. Those Hammerheads have not made it out alive, I think. A couple of Watchtowers as well. 4 Juggernauts. And that cash injection will be coming in now. We can see that blue Tiberium being refined in the Heart Refinery. We know it's this one. So that's going to give Booka the cash to defend and build watchtowers. He's going to build lots of them, and these ZOCOM forces are going to struggle to contend with it. There's a lot of infantry, and I think the ZOCOM Orcas need to push in against the Juggernauts. Their only option here is to go for the Juggernauts. That's a decent spread of damage. All of the ZOCOM Orcas die. And now we see the push come in. Just one more shot on this Juggernaut and he can take it out. Futurama needs to micro it down. He needs to kill that Jug, and he gets it. So now it's just a handful of Watchtowers to kill. And I think this game's won. That was a great combo play. And it shows now in 1.02 Plus that you don't have to have artillery to beat artillery at this point. This is why ZOCOM is picked. You would never see traditionally ZOCOM being picked in an actual Ladder Wars or tournament game. But as long as you have strategies like this, you can overcome that weakness. ZOCOM, very effective, very powerful with their infantry and aircraft, and that's exactly what we saw there. That was a good demonstration of ZOCOM play. Futurama did well there. I'll give credit where it's due. I love to see the sniper hammerheads, but those weren't enough ultimately. And this heroic missile squad's going to be very hard to kill, mixed in with the rest of these forces. Hammerheads just can't trade cost effectively against this much. Couple of harvesters here, full of blue Tiberium, gonna get destroyed. Booka not even gonna get his harvesters unloaded at that green field, at that refinery. And I think Futurama he's going to take this game. Though having said that, there's no MCV, I just realized. So perhaps I'm mistaken. And we have ourselves a little bit of a base trace situation. Oh, Hammerhead's going in for the attack. The Hirehawks are camping. They're trying to tank damage above, but it's not going to matter. I think those Firehawks maybe could have been used to bomb, right? Could have bombed the infantry. And then, was there some out there for Booka if he had bombed the infantry and killed the APCs with the Hammerheads, I wonder? Right, here we go. Game number 2. Tournament Odyssey. I don't need to run down this map, you guys know it. It is a very popular map. Technique made the most played map ever, so congrats to him. And I have to say, I don't know how he made this perfect circle. You see how this circle extends along the perimeter of the map? How did he do that? That's something I want to know. There must be some technique, so to speak, on how to make a perfect circle with these road segments. Impressive nonetheless. Technique definitely had talent as well. Des as well, man, he knows all these tricks, I presume, too. But down here in the south, playing as the green nod, it's going to be Booka. He's behind 0-1. Oh, we got switch up of factions. We got Nod versus GDI. So, did Futurama read the patch notes? Did he read that Mechapeds are actually good now? We'll find out. Because up on the top we have Futurama playing as the Cyan Scrin. Hopefully we don't see just tech tripods and nothing more. Because mechas can guarantee some map control that Scrin struggled to get against Nod before that laser capacitor upgrade came online. It should help them buy enough time and vision, most importantly, to position their tripods against those Scorps. And with the minor armor reduction to Scorpion tanks, all the little damage is going to be more important. So things like those shard segments on the Mechapede will impact the Scorp balance more. Well, that's not my fault that the freaking Harvester went over there. That's just the game. 5 and 2? No, 4 and 2. There's the 5th one. No rushing coming out of Booka. Interesting. Usually you see a rush if you're going against Scrin. I like Blue Flame myself. I think it's very powerful. It only takes one flame tank to kill a Scrin player. Not Traveler. Don't do it against Trav. You're going to get mind controlled and it's going to be end horribly for you. But against Scrin, I like it. One flame tank, it kills a whole base in seconds. So a lot of people pick Black Hand and don't actually do that. Oh, by the way, am I saying Black Hand? I'm getting mixed up now. It's not vanilla. It's going to be laser capacitor Scorpion tanks. But if I was Black Hand, I'd go for these flame tanks. You can still go flame tanks. He's not, but not the same type of flame tank. I'm just confused why you would pick Nod on a map like this. It's obviously for a laser capacitor Scorpion tank, something that I haven't done myself a lot. I forget that it exists sometimes. No refinery down for Booka. What is going on here? He's going... Oh, he's actually got a refinery. That barely is noticeable. It's blending in with the green Tyrone field. You can barely see it on the mini-map. I sometimes rely on the mini-map to know if some players have placed their buildings down. Scorpion tank ready. That's moving in. No upgrades, but we can imagine them. They will be getting both of them this game. Couple disintegrator squads thrown away. Not ideal. Probably looking to destroy the tip spike, but they were misrallied, and some of them went down here, and half of them went up in the top. They will be scouting nonetheless. These buggies are going to pull back. Seekers are out now. Scorpion tanks need to respond. Plenty of Scorpion tanks for Booka. He's going to be able to thwart this attack. Seekers can't be afforded to be thrown away like this. Futurama getting a bit too ambitious, and he's going to throw away 3 Seekers, getting completely out of position there. So not a good start for Futurama. Going for a tier 3. Heading off. Okay, that's fine. I guess this will be the... Maybe not. This probably will be a 1-1 if the way things are going right now. But we'll see. I mean, Futurama, if he's on tier 3, he can start building those tripods, which is what he really needs against Nod. He needs Mecha Peds as well. Not sure why he's committing into this tier 1 Seeker spam, man. It's not going to work. It's not a good idea. It's just not the way to go. And yeah, I think with that, he's just taking way too many losses. These descents are just not doing it for him. Shields is online. By the way, these don't flicker anymore. These shields, they are... I mean, 90% of them. It's fixed for the most part, but you can see they don't flicker nearly as much as they used to. In R21, you can see that they are way less buggy. What's that double A for? There's just the Scorpion tank scene. He's a freaking photon cannon, not a plasma missile battery. I mean, it does have 7,000 health, which is good, but it's not going to do a whole lot besides tank damage. Plus, you've got Seekers already, man. You don't need double A. It's the most weirdest choice ever. Well, the Seekers will scare back the Scorps, which is a thing. Flame tank out. Okay, that received some damage somehow. Wasn't paying attention there. Air tower out. You can see. Retextured that air pad, by the way. That was like a year and a half ago. Venom's forced some recon. Oh, Venoms now have lasers. Okay, well that changes the equation slightly. Seekers are now dead. Where are the tripods? 1, 2, 3 tripods back here. Needs more than that. And a stasis shield. One stasis shield and a surround can change this game for Futurama. But he's not building it. And he's not also expanding to the middle because there's a flame tank in the base. It's taking out the technology assembler, and that is the... yeah, that's it for Scrin. Losing your tech center like that, there's no coming back. And now the Scorpion tanks are going to make their way up in the north, but we can see these tripods are just going to... they're going to tear up these tanks, but only 3 or 4 tripods is not nearly enough to take on this force of tanks. Again, you can see the shielded Seeker. No bugging. You know. Futurama is being base contained, and it's almost certainly going to be a... he needs to push into that expansion of Booka now. He can't just sit back the way he's doing it. He needs to push. It's all or nothing. push with the stasis shield, maybe support with some assimilators. Is this a stasis shield, right? Stasis chamber. Where is it? Where do you put it? There it is. Okay, here comes the stasis shield. We'll see if this is going to be enough Scorpion tanks. I mean, it should be. It's a lot of tanks, man. We'll see if it's sufficient. He's hoping that the stasis shield comes down in this army. He needs to stasis some of it now. Stasis is half of it. And now these tanks need to pull back. This is just too many Scorpion tanks to engage. And the tripods need to surround and kill more of these forces. It's going to be a tight match. I mean, for the tripods still on full health, they still retain their shields. And that's a big deal. Scorpion tanks going in for this crush. These disintegrator squads have ranked all the way to heroic. That's a heroic disintegrator squad. That's going to do huge damage. But the dozer blades are going to be resistant to the crush. The heroic disintegrator squad has not yet been taken out. And it's going to go in for the damage. This disintegrator squad is killing the tanks. The 3 tripods left and the nerf on the tanks. It is noticeable. The nerf on those tanks, it is noticeable. You can see the little damage here and there from these descents, from these tripods, will promptly dispatch this army. And Futurama is surprised, most likely. Flame tank back here will be taken out. Double refinery, but Futurama still has the units. He still has the 3 tripods, and he can move his drone ship forward as well. The veteran tripod still alive. If he's got funds, he needs to use the reconstruction drones. He needs to try and keep that alive somehow. There's 2 tripods left if that one gets taken out. But 2 tripods with the shields is still going to be able to take out the remainder of the avatars. Another obelisk comes down. Needs to place down a... He needed to place that freaking portal here to take back that husk. He needs to take back the husk as quick as possible. And here are the shredder turrets. It's really close. This engineer will come out. He's going to take back the shielded tripod. This is so close. Long leeching Tiberium is Futurama. You can see all those harvesters go to his main base. And this is getting down to the wire. But yeah, the army is just too much now for Booka to kill. He's got so much. And I think with that, the Scrin player will take this game. Yeah, the Scorpion tanks just weren't sufficient against all those Seekers and 3 or 4 tripods. He had 4 tripods, if I recall correctly. So yeah, that's 4 times 3, $12,000 plus like $5,000 in other units. So 17k against what, 20 tanks. Yeah, similar. The only advantage the Scrin, the Nod tanks have is the movability. Really, what Booka should have done was just go up here and killed the base, right? Rather than attack the tripods. With that army he had, probably should just, you know, pull the forces back. Use the tanks to attack the enemy. Maybe build up an infantry army at home with the redemption power to defend. Maybe put the Voice of Kane down with some infantry. Get the upgrades. Would work a lot better because there's only tripods, man. There was no anti-infantry there. The tanks could have just forced back those forces, and there was no other way for Futurama to win because he didn't have any base at his third. There was no harvesting taking place, and now we're probably seeing a transition to infantry now from Booka. Yeah, we see now he's going for it. He's getting the infantry upgrades. The drone ship is still alive. Lots of tripods though. Gunwalkers are not present. He's starting to make them. Futurama knows his weakness, and he's building gunwalkers. He's streamlining them in. No infantry upgrades means these gunwalkers are going to be able to kill them pretty quickly. And this is probably going to be a 2-0 lead now for Futurama. It's a best of 3 members, so Futurama will go on to take this and the grand final. By the way, the drone platform just fell. The drone platform fell, so let's not talk too soon because that's Futurama's only build. He just threw it away. He just threw that build away. Can use the reconstruction drones if he wants, but it's not going to be necessary because there's just way too many units now, and this MCV is going to fall, and there's no more build now for Booka, and that's going to be it. Futurama takes that game 2-0. So despite the Scorpion tank transition, despite the concave, the stasis shield and the 4 tripods simply were overwhelming, and that is still better Scorpion tanks than vanilla. But you see there, Futurama had one opportunity to take that game, and Booka fell straight into his trap, and that is it. So well done to Futurama. He's going to take that game and he's going to be landing himself into the grand final, which I believe will be played tomorrow. We'll see if I can make it or not. If not, then there will be another caster, most likely Zaz, who will cast it instead.